y'all.
The
Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the War Room. We got Dev, Kill, Jimmy, PJ, B. Austin, the Hot Block Commander. How you want it in a 1 or 2 hour show to keep the brain running with the premise to talk sports on a national level. Bold with the topic, sorta like some rebels. When it's game time, they like the Fab Five during prime time. Sports conglomerates speak their minds a little bit. For sports medicine and sports veterans and greats. The 4th and 26th, so the war in Kuwait. It's the War Room with 5 nights at the round table. 5 Philly guys, diversified and educated.
5 Philly guys, diversified and educated. What's good, War Room family? Happy New Year. Happy new decade. You are once again live in the War Room for the 500th time. Brought to you by War Room Sports on the War Room Sports Podcast Network. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Dev McMillan. I'm at the round table with my partners. All of our partners. We got Jimmy the Blueprint in the building as usual. B. Austin in the building. And we got PJ back in the house and joining us all the way from Seoul, Korea. We got Doc Bay, a.k.a. Doc Bay. Yo, we're going to rap about some stuff going on in sports this week. For nostalgia's sake, we're going to bring back some original segments from the War Room's infancy stage. So pull up a comfy chair, get your popcorn ready, and keep it locked right here in the War Room as we talk our ish. And if you want to get on the 500th conversation, sign in right now to the By the Hood chat room at blogtalkradio.com/the War Room, or you could join us on Facebook or Twitter at War Room Sports. You can also call us directly in about 5 minutes on the Digital Extreme Tech Hotline. That number is 323-410-0012. Before we get started, make sure that during the week when we're not live on the air, that you remember to check out archive episodes of our show on our own network at warroomsports.com and the War Room Sports mobile app. Also on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spreaker. And if you want to take it all the way back to episode 1, 9.5, 10 years ago, make sure you do that on Blog Talk Radio. You can also catch us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you do your podcast listening. What up, brothers? 500 episodes strong, man. The show's still popping, man. The company's still popping. How's it feel? How y'all doing?
Yo, man, I just want to send a shout out to Doc Bay because he's calling from the future. Yo, it's like next Thursday over there. So you know what I'm saying? Let me know what the Powerball is. I love it.
That's gonna help. That's gonna help our investment picks because we're gonna be able to talk to Doc Bay about what happened as you putting money down. He's gonna be able to.
That's what happened. Gus should call Doc Bay every week to see what happened before he come on here, making people upset.
Trash picks
about these
trash ass picks.
Doc Bay, PJ, man, what's up with y'all, man? People had to go way. We got some listeners who've been with us from the start, so I know they probably like, man, there's ghost talking on this joint. What's up with y'all?
I know, man. It's good, man. I'm chilling, man. I'm just over here spitting from the depths of the survival scrolls. Happy to be back creating frequency on the airwaves with my brothers, man.
No doubt. No doubt.
And Doc Bay over there in the future, on the other side of the world.
Yeah, wow, guys. Congratulations on our 500th show. I know I've been away as I've been climbing in the education realm and traveling the world. It was crazy. Let's give a shout out to Dirty Dame, the professional, from sports veterans and greats from 4th and 26 to the war in Kuwait. And your boy actually ended up in Kuwait for 2 years. So how pathetic is that?
Yo, Kill in the future. Dame was rapping from the future. Everything happened. I seen it like a zenith. It's even hot at night.
I'm gonna give a lot of shout outs on the show. I want to start off by shouting out Kev because my man Kev said, "Yo, this what y'all do." So I want to shout out him first.
Cousin Kev.
Got him out first and foremost, man.
And shout out to the other Kev, Skyview 1 that's in the chat room right now. Skyview been with us for a long, long time.
Day one.
So, shout out to
Skyview,
him.
man.
Man. Just everybody out there, thanks for rocking with us. If you are maybe not new, but if you missed the PJ and Doc Bay era, if you don't know the history of everything, War Room Sports, the company has 5 principal owners. And when we started the show back on September 9th, 2010, back then all 5 of us were on the air every week doing our roundtable thing. So, for the 500th episode, these dudes had to come out of just business partnership. They had to get back on the air with us, man. But let's jump into some sports, man. Let's do what we came here to do. Let's get into some hot topics, and hot topics are brought to you by MyBookie. You guys can make tons of bread sports betting at MyBookie. The NFL playoffs are here, and the NBA is teaming towards the All-Star break. But if you still haven't checked out MyBookie, this is the perfect time to do so. Lay down some cash on the biggest games in sports. Join us, the War Room, and thousands of other online players placing bets at mybookie.ag. It's not .com, it's .ag. If you guys are tired of getting the shaft when it's time to collect on your bets, that's why we urge you to join MyBookie. You win, they pay, fast, no hassle. You're basically wasting your time sports betting anywhere else. They even have in-game live betting so you can place wagers after the game starts. So join now. MyBookie will match 50% of your first deposit up to $1,000. Just use the promo code WARROOM, all caps, to activate this offer. Visit mybookie.ag today. Play, win, get paid. That's all there is to it. All right, man. Jason Garrett has been in the news all week. And Doc Bay, this is your team. We haven't had our resident Dallas Cowboys fan in the building in a long time. Today, they met for a third time. They met right after the season. They met again on Tuesday. Everybody in Cowboy Nation expected him to be fired immediately after the season, but they met again a third time today, and there still hasn't been any verdict on what the situation is. I personally think since his contract is up on the 14th of January, I kind of think they're either, maybe they're trying to do this and not tarnish his resume with a firing. Maybe they're just going to let him finish everything out, pack his stuff, and stall around until the 14th as head coach. Or maybe they're trying to give him a raise. Maybe they're going to bump him up to assistant GM or something. What y'all think, man? What's the deal with this?
Man, I think the crazy thing is nothing has surprised me about the Cowboys while I was in the country and since I left the country in terms of, how James the Blueprint Williams talks about just being not being ignorant and not being mediocre. That's how I feel the Cowboys are being run. It's just mediocrity year after year. So I'm not surprised that the shenanigans are taking place with the handling of Coach Garrett's situation. So 8-8, I'm not surprised. We were 3-0. I wasn't surprised. Then we went 0-3, and then we finished 8-8. So it's just an enjoyable show to watch because it brings ratings. But as a football operations network, I don't expect anything positive out of our team.
Hey, Doc Bay, I got a question for you though. Like I know how it is here in the States, but since you've lived abroad, that whole idea of America's team and any city that you go into in America, you see the Cowboys brand logo. So what's the international perspective? Is the Cowboys brand the same way international? Are they?
Oh, definitely, definitely. Yeah, definitely. You see random Cowboys shirts from expats from other countries and hats. So Cowboys, they definitely represent globally. So that $1 billion of net worth, probably 2-3 billion right now. Definitely, you see that overseas. Even when you have transient people from different parts of the country coming over, they can be from like Minnesota, but still be a Cowboys fan working in Korea.
See, but that's what I always tell people. That's why I don't understand other fans who argue with, you can hate the Cowboys all you want, but I don't understand fans who argue with the moniker America's team. Like, I haven't seen, and I've traveled a lot within the States, I haven't seen a franchise with as many fans who live in other places that aren't even from Dallas. So, like, how can you not have that moniker when you have fans born in every state? I don't understand why people argue.
I've seen Cowboys fans every place I've been to in my life. The only thing that comes remotely close is there are a lot of Steelers fans across the world too.
But you know what, though?
When you think about the Cowboys and Steelers,
I think a lot of people actually move from Pittsburgh, though, because they don't want to live there.
Yeah.
People don't want to be there. Jerry Jones is a funny guy. He's a funny guy, and I guess it's funny for us because we're not Cowboy fans with the exception of Doc Bay. I think he's resigned to his fandom's fate. But for us as fans of other teams, and we've been doing this for all of our lives, analyzing sports and professionally for the last decade, it's like, yo, dude's ego is so large that he just gets in his own way. Like, I feel like as long as he runs that organization the way he does, selfishly, he's going to rob the fans of any chance of being a truly competitive organization, because every coach has to be a yes man to allow him to say that he had his actual intellectual fingers in the creation of the team. And it makes them not competitive when it comes time to really step up into the big leagues. I'm so thankful for Jerry Jones as an NFC East fan. I don't know what to do, man. Please.
Yeah, I mean, if your team was back in to the playoffs with a 9-7 record, being asked themselves when the other team in the division, like, all we talk about every week is how much talent they have. Like, yeah, it's kind of weird because we have no business.
But you know what though? But B. Austin, right? Like, if I'm Jerry Jones, right, my ego is going to be through the roof too. Like, think about when he took the team over. He did win a couple of championships. Now, granted, those were decades ago, but he's had a certain level of success in business where he's built this behemoth to the point where we're talking about how the brand translates. So, I mean,
it's all in what you value, right? So, if financially, from a financial perspective, he's done an amazing job. From a marketing standpoint, he's done an amazing job. But he had the winning. He had the winning formula, but because Jimmy Johnson would disrespect him in meetings and his ego was huge, Gerald couldn't take it. So the question becomes, how long are you going to be able to ride this out without winning? And because society seems to accept mediocrity as long as it makes a big splash, it could be perpetual. It could be forever.
But peep this though. Like when you measure the level of success of an NFL owner, a lot of times it's not about what have you done for me lately. It's over their entire tenure. There's not too many owners that have had the same level of success that he has, even in winning championships, considering they were long ago. I get that. But think about this, though, right? Let's be completely honest. Like, I put myself in his shoes, right? I always try to put myself in someone's shoes. If I would have had that level of success, created that amount of revenue, won those championships, I probably would have died of AIDS probably 2 decades ago. So the fact that he walks around with the ego the way he does isn't shocking. He's trying to catch magic again like he did, with his triplets. But, I mean, it's just not shocking. And also, I got a couple thoughts about Jason Garrett that I'm going to save for my PTR. And for those that have been around for a while, you know what PTR is. But at the end of the day, though, I get why Jerry Jones has the kind of ego that he has. But we'll see. I mean, long term.
He's a rich white man that lives in Texas. I'm about to say, like, that's step one right there. Like,
winning numbers wise.
I don't think Jerry Jones, it's clear that he cares. I think there's some dudes out there, they be like, oh well. But I think it really burns him up that his team isn't what it's expected to be at the end of every season. I just don't know what they're doing with this Jason Garrett thing, because from all of the Cowboy fans that I've talked to, that I've seen, that I've read, like, they're going to be, it's going to be hell to pay. I guess they're not going to really do nothing because they're still going to spend money, but they're going to be upset if dude is brought back. I can't see any scenario right now where
I don't think it matters.
Jerry Jones brings him back as the head coach.
But Dev, I don't think it matters, because unless the Cowboys bring in a football guy, like let's say a Sean Payton, a Bill Parcells who was there, somebody like a Belichick, somebody with a strong, authoritative personality that's going to tell Jerry, hey, Jerry, you be the owner, let me run the team. It's not going to happen. So if they bring Garrett back, like, or if they fire somebody and bring in somebody at the same level of Garrett, that's not going to make a difference. And I stand corrected. I actually said the Cowboys are worth maybe $2 or $3 billion. It's actually most
like
though.
$5.
They're worth $5.
Yeah,
they're worth $5.5 billion.
Mm-hmm. They're top 3 in sports. It's like Cowboys.
They're number
Yankees.
1. Like,
okay,
yeah, they're number 1 currently ahead of the Yankees.
What did he pay for the team when he bought them?
$150 million. $150 million he paid.
See? Yeah. Ego should be off the hook. Ego should be off the hook.
That's exactly what
came up. A football game?
He came up.
No, but Bayon is right about the type of dude they need. I think the only time he had the gumption to bring somebody like that in there, they didn't have, in my opinion, the same talent that they have now. So that's why Parcells and everybody, they were arguing about buying the groceries and all of that kind of stuff because he didn't have great groceries per se back then.
He didn't have
he didn't have a quarterback.
He got Quincy Carter to the playoffs. He got Quincy Carter to the playoffs.
The quarterback that he wanted to play ended up being one of their greatest quarterbacks ever, but he was gone. He didn't even get the benefit from the Romo era. So
Quincy Carter was literally snorting coke, and Bill Parcells still carried that team to the playoffs. Like,
he was like Omar Gooding at halftime of that show.
But your assumption is that snorting coke. I mean, listen, we saw what smoking crack did for LT. So don't think that it was the coke that got in the way.
Yo, shout out to JP in Miami from the City Girls. I see y'all out there. I told you to shout out to. Anyway.
Now, I just say cocaine is a performance in him. So Quincy Carter
True. He might have been worse.
Great point.
When Lawrence Taylor is your sample, then you got to believe that that's true.
Exactly.
Think about this as a quarterback. As a quarterback, as someone who takes a lot of hits, you're right. That might actually help. Like we probably need more quarterbacks.
He took a lot of hits. He took a lot of hits. And he did a lot of bumps.
He didn't feel none of them.
Hey, you saw how many bullets Tony Montana took.
Yo, Tony caught an 80-piece and was still talking trash. Like, he was also snorting up a mound though.
Skyview, aka Langstradamus, in the chat room, he said Urban Meyer is going to be the Cowboys coach next season. I don't even think that works. I don't think that works.
That ain't gonna
Bringing
work.
in a college coach, even though they're used to having total control over stuff, it's a different beast. A lot of college coaches come up with a lot of fanfare, and they're not ready for what the NFL, has to offer as far as how much work you got to do.
Before you get to Jerry Jones, in terms of a college coach adjusting to the NFL, and there are some that can do it, but you come from basically your own little fiefdom. Your own little fiefdom where you are the absolute man. You're like almost bigger than the AD at a school. Then you get to the NFL where you're dealing with, the top of the top on the food chain is actually the quarterback who can say, yo, I'm not practicing today, and what you gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? Now before you get to Jimmy Johnson,
how you not recruiting? You might not be in a place where anybody wants to
not recruit. With a starting NFL cornerback that says, yo, hold my drink, yo. I'm not doing that today. What you gonna do? Like
literally,
never
hold
mind,
my drink,
Jerry. Yeah,
hold my drink,
before you get to Jerry Jones. Nah, I don't think Urban is built for that. I've heard the rumors as well.
Yeah. Well,
I've heard that rumor. I've heard that rumor a number of places, but I think that, but because I've heard it so many places, it wouldn't shock me if it happened. Whether it's successful, a different story. But again, we're talking about the Cowboys who like to make news headlines. If they did go ahead and hire him, even though the playoffs is going on, they'll be the top story in sports, and they're not even playing.
They're gonna hire T.O.
What if Jason Spade?
Hire T.O. as their new coach. That's my quarterback.
The Cowboys memes and jokes have been funny though, as a Cowboys fan. Seeing those memes come across.
Yeah, people have been relentless, man. It's like people hate the Cowboys so much they cannot wait. Because I spent all last week saying, because after the Eagles game with the Cowboys, like the memes were crazy. I spent the whole week saying, like, I think a lot of people out here are going to be playing themselves when the Eagles blow this game to New York, and the Cowboys still get in. Like, then what they gonna say? Didn't matter. They still got to get their jokes up.
I picked New York to win 100-7. I figured that the Cowboys were going to the playoffs. Honestly, that was the Eagles fan in me, the fickle.
But like Jimmy said, man, people gonna get these jokes and memes off. They don't care. Like, they don't care what they're risking. Like, there's no such thing as reputation for a meme maker. Like, okay,
nobody got no dignity on the internet.
Come on, man, you gotta get these likes, man. What you talking about?
Internet's full of idiots. And it hasn't been any more clear than what I've been going through the last hour on the internet. The internet's full of idiots, man.
Yo, shout out to Court Bennett, yo. We love you, bro. Thanks for taking it do what it do.
Yo, I just want to make a comment though, real quick. Yo, on that note though, shout out to Court though, yo, because Court, although we know he's a troll, I literally went to a New Year's Eve celebration and cats asked me like, yo, who Court? Dead serious.
I be trying. You know what though? And shout out to you, Court. If your intentions are always sincere, then shout out to you, because I always looked at you as a supporter, as a brother. But sometimes lately, man, I think you be trying to sabotage our business, guys. Because I tell you over and over again about the nonsense that we kind of don't want to be, related to. We don't want, we just don't want that to be a part of our brand. And it's like, he knows that, we're not going to censor anybody on the page, so he just keep up with the nonsense anyway. And now it's come to a thing where he's
a needle.
Yeah, he has this thing with me now. So, like, he could think, like today, I shared the Pistons status when they were putting up them little fake advanced analytics stats per 36 trying to get Derrick Rose into the All-Star game. So somebody who didn't understand that, because somebody came out and said something like, oh, man, if y'all don't sit down with these little fake news. I was like, no, we were just sharing the Pistons joint and asking y'all, will he get into the game? Like, that wasn't us. That wasn't our post. So he comes on and starts, co-signing with the dude and all of that, because this is what he does. He comes on with contextless posts, fake news, but his stuff is leading. He always come on and try to diss another player in comparison to one player. So it's like he knows exactly what he's doing, but he gets into the minds of these little idiots on the internet. So now he got, this dude. It's funny. Just go read it, because I'm sitting there cracking up like, do human beings really think like this? Like, do they really? I'm like, I know Court is a troll, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he was clowning and he's making dude feel comfortable. But really, dude looks like the clown. And, B. Austin, I'll leave it to him if he's read it. He like to name names, but the other dude is somebody we know too. But
Pete, this though. Here's the crazy part, though.
I just been thinking Court be out to sabotage us sometimes, man.
Yo, shout out to you, Court, because I know you do listen to every episode. So shout out to you. But here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part about Court, though, right? It's weird, and I'm not taking up for him. So Court, don't take this as no defense, because I still think that you a troll. But I show you love, though. But the crazy part about it is
that's why I be wondering why he tries to.
He's a representative of the internet. Like, cats be like, yo, what's wrong with him? Why he always posting this crazy stuff? But 100%. They comment on everything he posts. You try to put a serious conversation up there, they don't care about that. They want to see his troll posts. So they can troll back.
The thing is, that's never been our shtick, though. And that's what he always tells me, like, well, this is what everybody's, commenting on, brother. Dude, I don't care. Like, we got into this business to be different. Like, I'm not in this for likes and comments and all that. If we post a good, a good topic, conversational, and a lot of people don't come to it, that's fine with me. I'd rather not get the traffic than get the clown traffic. And, he don't seem to understand.
I agree with you, because, if we really just wanted to get a bunch of likes, we probably just, post some of the DMs y'all wives be sending us, let me shut up, let me shut up. I love all our listeners. No, it was a joke.
All right, before we take some calls, and callers, y'all got to know, all 5 generals in the building tonight, so calls, they can't be long. We literally got to keep them to 2 minutes or less.
Called him King False Post.
But before we take calls, man, David Stern, former NBA commissioner, passed away this week at the age of 77. He had like a brain hemorrhage or something last week, and a few days later, he passed on. I see David Stern, rightfully so, in my opinion. He's getting a lot of love out there in these internet streets and these TV streets, these radio streets. And it's weird because you rarely see a commissioner of a sports league. First of all, I don't know why the average fan always has so much vitriol for a sports commissioner. Like they have any clue of what they actually do or they have any part of what goes on, but you rarely see this. Like you bring up, if you just say Roger Goodell's name, people, 5 people from the rafters going to scream, F Roger Goodell. Do they really know why? They don't.
Including me.
But it's the sporty thing to do. It's the trendy thing to do. Even when Stern was in the league. Remember how everybody used to call him, oh, he's so racist with the dress code and all of this and all of this. But now that he passed, either, they're finally admitting the things that he's done for the game, or maybe they're still just repeating stuff that they hear everybody else say. But he was really great for the product, for the brand of basketball. Jimmy used to talk about all the time how Nike and the NBA marketed Michael Jordan and, had him become what he ended up becoming. And I think individual players then and now are benefiting off, what David Stern led. What are y'all thoughts on the Commissioner Emeritus, the late commissioner?
For right or wrong, man, he is the commissioner of one of the biggest, the league that had the biggest impact on my life in terms of the sport that I love the most. Like David Stern.
Time out, big. Tobias in the chat group, he said, "Tell Court y'all don't want to be Black Sports Online." Yeah, not a lot of people gonna get that. But I feel that. All right, go ahead. My bad.
Shout out to him though.
We feel that because of blood. Never mind. Yeah, man, y'all silly. I feel this loss like, damn, like if so, everybody. We deal with people passing on all the time, but with David
you
Stern,
sound hurt. Be often you cool, Carl?
No. I mean, it ain't like it's Nipsey or somebody, but shout out to Saint Nick.
Be often in his feelings right now, cuz. Like, you about to do a song like The Lot or something, cuz?
I didn't want to see David die.
Every step I take, every move I make.
So shout out to you, dude.
Remember I told y'all the story. All-Star Weekend 2001. I met dude.
That was hanging out with Bull and all.
I actually did get to hang out with dude for like 30 minutes. He was cool. He was drunk as all giddy up. And if people was calling him racist back then for dress code, so maybe he was too drunk to realize young black dude standing in his face, but. He was really cool. Like he seemed more. I don't know. I don't know what word I can use, but he just didn't seem like a old white dude. Like even the way he was
kind of hard with you not around. So you in heaven
the way he was
down, watching us
while he was drunk. Because he wasn't sitting in a chair. Boy was sitting on a table with his back up against the wall. Like
I mean, at the end of the day, man, like he took the sport to a place where he put millions and millions of money into the streets, man. I think the only au fait that put as much money in the streets as David Stern is probably Ronald Reagan, but that's for a different reason, and we're not gonna get into that because you know what I'm saying, I don't want them people knocking on my door. But with that being said, though,
shout out to White Boy Rick.
Yeah, here's some stuff. Here's some tangible stuff that people can hold on to. He said, at the time when he came, the NBA was lagging behind the NFL and Major League Baseball in both revenue and television profile. This is when he took over, but by the time he stepped down, he had surpassed Pete Rozelle of the NFL as the longest tenured commissioner in the history of any major North American team sports. He'd overseen the league's growth. Remember, when he first got there was fears that the league was going into extinction in the late 70s. You know, everybody always talks about Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, how they quote-unquote saved the NBA in the 80s. But they went from fears of extinction in the late 70s to a $5 billion enterprise. The television revenue increased more than 40-fold during his tenure, crossing the $1 billion threshold. And, you know, Adam Silver he's just taking what Stern left him and even being more progressive with it. Adam Silver, you know, sometimes we taking stuff a little far, but he's the people's commissioner. Or the players' commissioner. Everybody loves Adam
his
Silver.
Bag. But hold on, though.
Yeah.
He took it to a $5 billion enterprise. That's crazy.
$5 billion.
Jerry Jones, no man, but we gonna leave that alone. But
he took his one franchise to do a $5 billion enterprise.
David Stern's helped feed the streets, man. So he does get a lot of love, man, because a lot of those cats that's showing him love, especially all them ex-NBA players.
Hey, before he died, before he died, he did an interview with Al Harrington. And Al Harrington, who played in the NBA, he has cannabis dispensaries around the country. And he actually quoted David Stern as saying he prefers that players take cannabis to help with pain than the narcotics that are prescribed to them.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
so he make that happen.
The world wasn't ready for it. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, like I see why he gets the love he gets.
I mean, you remember his biggest accomplishment? He went away from the whole team thing, as bad as that sounds, and focused on, you know, the biggest stars in the NBA. He focused on stars, a formula that they still use in the NBA.
As mentioned in Sports the Book. I just got to say that because I'll be writing from the future. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's a fact though. That's fact though. They straight. That's no chuck. That's fact though. They market individual players, and you know that's kind of problematic in an era where we got, you know, super teams, and now we should say super teams because it's all about the duos. But he did use that formula, and I've seen other leagues try it. You know, it doesn't work the same, but it works. It works in basketball when you got 5 guys out there at one time. It's kind of difficult in the NFL. But at the end of the day, man, the boy's a legend. You know.
Yo, Skyview in his bag today on ep number 500. He said, until I see a post on Twitter from Craig Hodges, we don't believe you. You need more people. Craig Hodges definitely don't feel the same way as everybody else.
Yo, free Craig Hodges, man. Yo,
yeah,
wasn't Craig Hodges? Yo, Craig Hodges is the one that he kicked out of the league, and my man wasn't he in a 3-point contest and like a white beater?
He just had on a shirt with no sponsor.
Yeah,
might have been a Nike shirt. I don't know, but
he had like an AM1 set before AM1 came out.
No, he had like a white tee with like a yellow stain under the arms in that jump.
Well, we don't believe you. You need more people.
That's for you, Skyview.
Yeah, my man.
You can tell who was rocking this for a long time. Some old sound bites that we used. Somebody got to get a JoJo today, so don't. Let's not forget.
Yo, free Craig Hodges, man.
Free Craig, and rest in power to David Stern. Let's go to the phone lines real quick. Let's take a couple before we move on. We got Tobias calling in from Arizona. What up, Tobias? Roll damn time.
Man, I'm actually surprised that you got to. I'm surprised you didn't make me wait an hour and a half to get to me, Dale. I'm usually like eating dinner by the time you get to my call. But
I want to know why Tobias always blaming me though. He always blame me.
Yo, Tobias,
you the only one that's here. The other two be load managing all the time. Hey, and then you got, I never heard of 5 generals. You got Andre Iguodala and Darren Collison, the buyout guys here today. But
all of y'all on the road today, man.
Everybody.
Hey, but here's the thing, you know, man. Go ahead, man.
Because we know that we know your white girl making you dinner, so we want to speak it to your dinner from your white girl with our casserole.
I actually date the one dark-skinned black girl who hates cooking, but anyway, but she won't be on Kyrie's boat. But but here's the thing, guys. Y'all talking about David Stern, right? Be awesome sound like earlier talking about don't leave me, Mr. Candy. That's how you sound if you second be Austin, man. You gotta get but here's the thing, guys. I gotta say this real quick.
Why is it in his bag?
Hey, I got two quick things. I know you gotta run, guys. But the reason I brought that up because he's in the East and Victor Oladipo's out. Kyrie may not make because he didn't play. And it's between him and Chris Middleton.
Ben Simmons won't shoot.
Yeah, and he got Jimmy Butler as a front court player, right? So if you look at Chris Middleton's numbers, Derrick Rose putting up about the same numbers he is. And, and plus, it's an exhibition. These guys are already getting their money. These guys are getting max dollars anyway because teams are scared to let bad players go. So I'm like, what? And if Draymond could get in, why can't he?
And it would be a great story, especially because the game's in Chicago. He's from Chicago. It would be a great story. When we talked earlier in chat about between him and Middleton, the only reason I'm saying I was kind of looking into what they're going to be thinking because that's going to come down to a coach's pick. I think the coaches, especially in today's day and age, they're going to look at it and say, well, they have similar statistics, but Chris Middleton is doing it for the number one team in the NBA, so they're gonna automatically gauge that his statistics mean more.
And I would
even
ask
though
that
without
coach
Giannis,
also,
they'd probably be trash.
And I would ask that coach also why Bradley Beal gonna make it then.
Right. See, no, I think that's the difference though, because Bradley Beal.
Got a couple things.
I think when it comes to stars.
Oh, he's great though. Bradley Beal's great.
Even if your team isn't great, like stars from bad teams have always made the All-Star game. I just think Derrick Rose, the fact that he's on a bad team and he's coming off the bench, which is that's their decision because Derrick Rose is better than any guard they have in the starting lineup. So I don't understand why he doesn't start for that team anyway. I don't understand his role. But
Reggie Jackson's still in the league.
Right. That's what I don't even understand. So I think they're kind of sabotaging him with this bench role. You put Derrick Rose in, give him 3-4 more minutes a game. He probably has better stats than Chris Middleton, and he's a starter. It might not matter as much, but they're not going to put a bench player. If they do, it's going to be because he's from Chicago.
First off, the All-Star game is a joke, but I found something interesting. I think they should put Derrick Rose in just so he can rep for the GDs because the joint is in Chicago. So
I think they should do the GD.
Shout out to Chicken.
But hey, I'm free Max Zach LaVine should get in before Derrick Rose.
And also, right, Tobias, you're a Bulls fan, and I find it interesting, and this is not slander. It's just that Bulls fans still rep for Derrick Rose. Bulls fans still rep for Derrick Rose as if he's a Bull. I found that interesting.
More than they own God.
I tell you what.
I think they all look at Derrick Rose as what could have been. You know what I'm saying? The same way, and I think to with less reason, the same way Washington fans still look at RG3. Even though I think RG3 had a chance to show you that he was a bum. Derrick Rose literally got derailed by injuries.
Remember,
they're going
guys.
to tell you that RG3 got derailed by injuries, but I think.
And remember, the Bulls front office is the epitome of white privilege. This is the same Bulls front office that dumped Derrick Rose to say we're going to get younger, more athletic, and better shooting, and better pace, and they signed old Dwayne Wade and Rajon Rondo. But anyway.
Do any of y'all gentlemen know whether Victor Oladipo is still dating Bria Miles? Because if he's still dating Bria Miles, I say give him the nod anyway. Even if
you ain't lying, bro.
Well, if you leave it to the fans,
make an R&B track.
You'll probably make it anyway. That's why they had to take 50% of the fans' power because the fans, Alex Caruso got 92,000. Taco Fall, like the third center.
Taco Fall don't even play basketball.
Played a minute in the league yet?
Hey,
I can't remember Taco Fall actually getting in a game other than a G League game.
But all that is cool. But back to Victor Oladipo and his girlfriend.
Fans are idiots, man. That's my theme for tonight. Right.
Yeah. I'll say this, and I know y'all got to get to other people. Congratulations on the milestone. Keep up the good work for real. But
thank you, bro.
I know everybody wants Tua, right? And as an Alabama fan, you know I'm very objective. He should go to the NFL. And I say, because you know I crap on my team when I crap on when they mess up. You know, I'll be honest about them. But I think he should go to the NFL.
You don't crap on them until after they embarrass you. Then you ain't got no choice.
Well, hey, but I am glad they kind of stuck to Jim Harbaugh though. But God, I hate Harbaugh. But go ahead.
All I was going to say is I agree with you. He should go because there's no benefit of him coming back. Like, he's not going to improve he's not going to improve his ranking or where he gets picked.
Yeah.
There's nothing for him to gain.
He's only going to risk getting injured again
or
injured. Not ever getting picked.
And to be honest with you guys, I think Saban wants him to go. And cause they already got the number one quarterback coming in anyway. They got other good quarterbacks. But the one thing about him, he'll tell you, hey, if you're a high prospect, leave, get out of here. It'd be the one like this
Saban guy. Saban's timetable on him was up. Saban was expecting him to go. He ain't expecting him to go and didn't have to think about it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Saban recruits. He recruits on a specific cycle. Like, yo, I'm trying to get you up out of here because we got the next dude. He's not trying to wait. So, yeah, we'll see about that.
Also, and plus, what kind of look would it be? Even if Tua said, hey, I'm doing my own coach, then pitch me or nothing. He got hurt in college. How would that be that'd be a bad look, even though the coach may not say stay. And so I think because what people don't realize also, the money is in your second contract. And if you go to a crap team, you may not see that second contract. If you go to a good one where there's no pressure to play right now, then you may be able to play that next year and maybe go to a good coach, a good team, and then get that second contract. Look at Patrick Mahomes. He went to Andy Reid, and so it may work. You may lose a couple of dollars in the initial contract, but it may work out in the long run for you. And so I hope he leaves, man, to be honest. And if I was advising him, I'd tell him, go ahead and leave. Don't look back. You did everything you do. You won a national title. You could probably eat for free in Tuscaloosa the rest of your life, man. Just leave.
All right.
Now that he ain't on the team, black men ain't allowed to be in Tuscaloosa once you ain't playing no more.
Hey, you know they say also Jimmy. Hey, they also say right.
They got some bias about it there. That's why he living in Arizona.
Hey, you know they say when a black guy leaves Tuscaloosa, right? The team, you say, hey, Trey Quanius, please give us the Charger back, and please give girl back also. Anyway. Hey, but you gotta take it easy, guy.
All right, man.
Shout out to
Shout out
to Mr. Big Chest. No white girls in 2020.
Yo, man, I just gotta send a shout out real quick to Bria Miles just because.
Yo, just because.
I thought she cut her hair off. I see it. But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dad.
I see.
We got the homie Rob from Cali calling.
Oh boy.
Rob, can you hear?
Yo, what's up, man? How y'all doing, man?
All right,
man, AKA 500. That's how we
Yo, man, it's your boy Big Rob, AKA the Cat Burglar. Yo, man, it's your boy Big Rob, AKA Nice and Smooth, like, Usher style. It's your boy Rob, AKA, I just watched Holla at the Carson Wentz, nose not banana my pants, it's an eggplant. Pause. What's good, man? How y'all doing?
Not on our 500 episode.
Rob says the most suspect things purposely and then says pause. Like, nah, it don't work that way.
My man said AKA, I want to take Carson Wentz in the mouth. Pause.
Listen, I'm a grown man. I really don't care anymore. I don't. I'm excited. My team did something that I did not think this was gonna happen. I did not think this was gonna happen.
What, Rob, what's going to happen? We're going to get in the playoffs and get smacked to oblivion. It ain't nothing to be excited about.
Listen, as long as the Cowboys are not in the playoffs, I'm good.
True. But we ain't happy.
Is he?
Yo, Jimmy, I'm going to go ahead and share this on air with our brothers because they didn't have the privilege of hearing it live. Doc Bay, PJ, Rob once called the air live to ask Jimmy what sort of moisturizer he uses in his hair.
I did not say that. People This is a telephone game. This is a telephone game. All I did is compliment Jimmy's hair. That was it. Okay, I didn't say nothing else. But you know what? If he wants to take that imagination and say whatever, go ahead. But anyway.
All right.
Yeah, but anyway, I still think.
What's up? What's your Eagles gonna do, man?
Well, would it be awesome? Just say probably get smacked into oblivion. I did not think they were going to make the playoffs. I did not think so.
Like a homer, because y'all know I don't do that. If you ever listen to our show, you know, I curb stomp the Eagles every time I get a chance. But I think if something were to happen, I think they got the best matchup they could possibly ask for in the first round.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I don't know. I think they got the best match. You know what? And I don't want any fans of these teams to think I'm disrespecting or anything like that, because I don't think. I'm not saying this to say that the Eagles are better than the Seahawks or the 49ers for that matter. But what I am saying, if you look at the NFC field, they got the best possible matchups. Seattle you couldn't get better than Seattle in the first, and it all came down to Seahawks versus the 49ers. So the fact that the 49ers ended up winning that game gives the Eagles the Seahawks in the first round. If they can get past them, by virtue of them getting the number one seed, they would have to go to San Francisco. Now, San Francisco's had a hell of a season, but we talked about this throughout the season. It's like you still don't know in a big moment how much you can trust them, because they're new again to being one of the best teams in the league. So I'd rather play Seattle and a possible San Francisco than have any part of the Saints. Just like in the Super Bowl season. I think the Super Bowl season would have went differently had we went up against the Saints. So again, thank you to the Minnesota Vikings for that miracle that they pulled off. What if that happens again? What if somebody else gets the Saints out of there? Aaron Rodgers is dispatched. And like they could possibly get another easy route, but I don't want to hype people up, because people are probably out there thinking like, yeah, I'm not really saying that. I'm just saying if there was a chance.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it a bean. You're absolutely right. We do have the best possible route to traverse. Yeah, but we got a mash unit on offense. We got guys that don't even play football.
He shot the Boston George though.
Yeah, we got Boston George running the rock.
Yo, did y'all see during the game the other day, there was a line to get into the blue tent? Like, the Eagles need a bouncer at the blue tent. You got to bribe dudes to get in. It's like a club.
Yo, that looked crazy. That looked like the champagne room at Night on Broadway.
Right. You got to wait to get you. All right, Rob, go ahead, man. We didn't cut you off. Go ahead.
I do think, like, and you all right, because I think we match up well with the Seahawks. I just don't trust the defense this time as I trust them. But
they have offense or defense.
No, I trust the offense.
Why you trust
offense? We don't have anybody. All we got is tight ends and running backs.
I mean, Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz, the innovation. It's hard to find the offense that innovates.
You trust Ricky.
Think about this. The Cowboys, Giants, and Washington, little bit of a different beast than Seattle, San Francisco, Saints. So while it was great that last 4 games, I don't want it to cloud anybody's vision and think that it's just that easy to run a free-fighting set and be successful. You can't go down the field.
The comp about to be different, yo. The comp about to be different, man. As my man Styles P say, man, you about to mess with the upper echelon of teams, man. So
we still. I mean, listen. We still have enough to compete. Now, as far if it goes into shootout, man, if y'all keep. Really, bro, we're gonna do this. Come on, man.
You be making stuff up. Go ahead.
Up yours.
No,
man.
finish your point, Rob. Oh, come
He say, what I got to do with this? Yo.
Man, but anyways, like,
yo, people blame me for everything they don't like about Wolves. Yo,
I blame your cow co-host. I blame your cow co-host. But anyways, listen, man. I forgot my thought. What did he say?
What the had no fire, yo? You forgot that fast, though?
Yo, Rob, Rob. We love you.
Yo, you out there smoke, Rob, y'all out there out there for you to forget that fast, cuz. You
smoked the stickiest of icky for that.
Cali bud, man, they got the best bud.
I mean, yeah, you are in Cali, cuz.
Smoke,
dude. But my point is, it's just like the Big L said. My guns go boom, boom. Your guns go pow, pow. If they get a shootout with any team, I don't think they could win because we don't have no firepower. Now, I will say this.
I can't even hate on a Big L reference. I ain't expecting that.
No, we gonna say?
No, I didn't expect that Big L reference from you.
Big L reference.
Props to that.
What you know about Big L, man?
Man, all y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. I've been dissing New Yorkers. I lived on Jamaica, Queens, 133rd and Bedell, Rochdale Village, in Brooklyn, East New York, with the PS273, Fairfield Tower. Yes, that's why I clown on New Yorkers, because I used to live there. Come on now. But anyways,
I don't understand that logic, though. Eagles, why wouldn't they be your homies? Why are you clowning them?
What? Why? Why not? I clown my.
All right. Yeah. You're right.
All right.
Finish your point, man.
I mean, Dev used to bait me saying, "Oh, why don't you clown about Philly?" I ain't gonna clown nothing about Philly. I got love for Philly. The only thing I don't like, by the way, shout out to Germantown. The only thing I don't like is that Philly, the Sixers created this idea of tanking. And which every other, especially, and then split to the NFL, every fan thinks, oh, we take or get a great best draft pick. And the thing is, it's not about getting the best draft pick or how many picks you have. It's about picking the right players for your team. But anyways,
that's what every draft.
But anyways,
but you know that, Rob? That's become the thing to say when your team is garbage. Every team is not tanking. Some teams are just trash. Like the 76ers let you know at every turn. Like if a dude had a 20-point game, he's getting benched for the next game. Like they let you know that, all right, we don't want to win. Like everybody else, their team is out there trying.
GM start using that as like a cop out.
Right.
Like,
they're not really tanking.
Yeah, and fans are using that as a cop-out. Nobody wants to say anymore that their team is garbage. Now we all tank it. All right.
Speaking to the playoffs, Rob, we stick around. We're gonna get to these playoffs in a little bit. We appreciate you. We got love for you. Thanks for sticking with us through 500 episodes. We gotta roll.
Wait. I do want to say one thing. The Eagles need a new coach, a new defensive coordinator. Doug
Peterson. You gonna shit on the D-back?
All right, we don't want
to. Wait. It's because the head coach. Because Doug Peterson is a very great head coach. I'll put him over Andy Reid.
Doug Peterson all the credit for everybody on his staff because that's the one you like. That's not fair, right?
Huh?
We'll talk about it, though. We holler at you, man.
It's not fair. I said Tuesday should be an offensive coordinator, and people laughed at me. Like, who's that now? Come on.
I hit the wrong joint. Who?
Deuce Staley.
Hold on.
Man, Deuce got a neck tattoo.
I have no clue what Deuce does, except for fist bump players on the side. Y'all just like who you like.
Back players on the side.
I'm not saying Deuce isn't good, but people just ride that because they like Deuce. What have you ever seen Deuce do besides fist bump a dude after he got a first down? We got to go, Rob, though. We're not talking about this right now. I'll let you, man.
All right, Rob. All right, Rob.
He's like I ain't mad at Deuce, but people be riding the Deuce train and have no clue what Deuce ever did.
I'm gonna keep it.
People like him because he like a homeboy. He like a young boy.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't know what Deuce. I thought, isn't he the running backs coach? Like that's the only thing I ever. Yeah, I don't know what.
I don't know what we talking about, man. shout out to Deuce. If somebody is gonna hire him for something like that, then more power to Deuce. But stop acting like y'all really know what Deuce be out there doing. Because a running back is good, don't mean Deuce is something. They drafted Bull for a reason. Because he's
said something. He said he takes Doug Peterson over Andy Reid.
Yo, he's tripping.
All y'all,
Yo, he
y'all
is
Eagles
tripping.
fans, right? I want to get your opinion on that though, because I know some people who said that, but that's only because he won a Super Bowl.
I'd like to say, Jimmy,
won,
like you're not,
if Andy Reid,
you're not gonna get objectivity from that because he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, if Andy Reid pulls out one Super Bowl, he goes up to the and my styles people. It's the upper echelon of coaching in the history of the game.
I told you that. Andy Reid is a Super Bowl win away from having his name mentioned with the absolute great.
I think Andy he's already in the upper echelon, to be honest with you. We know all of Andy's faults, and we've magnified them, we've examined them, we've looked, so we know his limitations. But if we are honest with ourselves and we step back and look at it objectively, Andy Reid is a top level head man. Like, he's a great NFL coach.
Okay.
And a lot.
I just want to make sure that I wasn't tripping, because when he said that, I was like, hold on, he's tripping a little bit. But I just want to make sure it wasn't just me. That's all.
No.
People love Doug Peterson, how he's aggressive, like on fourth down, stuff like that. But
he when
it doesn't work, they hate Doug for it. Come on, Doug, you're doing too much.
So let me ask y'all. So with Jimmy Johnson as the hold on, what was our coordinator's name that died of cancer back in the early days?
That was him.
Okay. So here's my thing: do you think that our defense, the year we won the Super Bowl, was better than some of those defenses that we had?
Nah.
No, right?
Hell no.
That's why that window was so wasted, because our defense was always one of the tops in the league consistently. Like, when we won the Super Bowl, the defense was good most of the time. But they were, even in the Super Bowl, they got gashed. Like,
even if you look at the secondary a little bit and you try to compare secondaries.
Our
secondary was exotic.
Right now. Our secondary right now. PJ, I'm pretty sure you still in shape. Go ahead, get them boys a phone call, man. They terrible.
I be thinking, when times is rough out here in these streets, I be considering it, Austin. I be out here running up and down Lincoln Drive with a hoodie on.
Hoodie
PJ. The bull with the green hair. He is one exuberant celebration away from getting stolen. Like, he's terrible. He's terrible.
They be celebrating when they didn't even really do anything. Like, the quarterback can throw the ball 5 yards out of bounds, and they come back like they
celebrate fast.
Michael Gallup. Oh, Michael Gallup dropped the pass. Homie jumped up and did the running man and the Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, he was 5 yards in front of you though. Like,
And I'll be objective and give him a little bit. He is good with his hands paused at the line of scrimmage. He's a big guy. If he stays close, but the minute you break from him, he runs like a 4, 5, 6, and that's literal. That's not an exaggeration. Like, he's not fast at all.
Defensive line run 4, 5, 6 in 2019.
He got tight end speed.
He is done. And be celebrating. And then Sydney.
Speaking of, we know they trash B. Speaking of quarterbacks throwing bad balls, I'm gonna mix the stat of the week and the quote of the week all into one this week. So the stat of the week is your man Jameis Winston making history in dramatic form, with being the first quarterback in NFL history to throw 30-plus touchdowns, 33 to be exact, and 30 interceptions in a single season. And he had a record 7 pick sixes this season. Now, when I say dramatic fashion, this dude,
legend.
We were in the chat the whole time, and shout out to DJ Willie G, who's in the chat room now. Shout out to Tobias. They're both Tampa Bay Bucks fans. We're in the chat the whole time talking about Jameis possibly making history. That's why I had to explain to Willie, like, I don't hate Jameis. I don't hate Tampa Bay or anything like that. I just wanted to see history being made. Like,
I hate it.
The game went down to the line. It got down to the 2-minute drill, but Atlanta had the ball. They ran the whole clock out, but ended up kicking a field goal, put the game in overtime. When they did that, I was like, yo, they just tied the game. They're going to give Jameis another shot at this milestone, albeit a negative one. And like a lot of the times, like we're joking. We think we're joking. They go into overtime. He gets an extra shot after not getting the record in regulation and maybe getting away without getting his negative stain. He goes into overtime and throws a pick six. And gets
my dear. Watch this.
Yeah.
Oh, my beard.
It was unbelievable, but it was so believable at the same time. So the quote of the week was, Jameis says, after the game, you look at my numbers and I'm balling. I'll give you some context on that. They were asking him about next year because y'all know his contract is up, so we don't know if they're going to bring him back. And if they do bring him back, is it going to be on a franchise tag or is he going to get the big money that he's looking for? So he said, when asked the question about next year and what he needs to fix, he said, we all know. Come on. We all know what we've got to fix. There's no reason for me to be specific. You look at my numbers and I'm balling. I've got to stop giving the ball to the other team. That's not a trick question. And his numbers have been, a part of conversation all week. I mean, basically all year because he does put up a lot of numbers. But I think a lot of the context behind that is he usually puts them in a bad position with early turnovers. So they're throwing the ball a lot. I think he threw the ball like an average of 39 times per game. We know we're in the pass-happy era of football now, but an average of 39 times a game is still crazy. So what are your thoughts on this stat and this quote before we move on?
Crab Legs is a whole legend, and I agree with him, yo. Listen, Jameis is out there balling. He's doing what a lot of quote-unquote gunslinging quarterbacks have done in the past, and they get celebrated for it, although they have a different complexion.
But you don't celebrate.
But
I knew your man.
You don't celebrate them, do you?
No. But what I'm saying is, I'm going to give him the same benefit of the doubt. I'm a black protectionist right now. And even beyond that, though, I also recognize, and I think Tobias was the one that pointed it out. He started showing me quarterbacks in their first year under Bruce Arians, because it was a statistic about Peyton Manning throwing a god awful number of picks in his first year under Arians. It was another. Who's the other quarterback?
But his first year under Arians was his first year. This dude is 6 years in. Like, he's
228 under Arians.
This
but
is
it was
his
a couple
eighth.
quarterbacks. It wasn't just Manning though, but they were the same age. Maybe did Jameis come in extra early or something?
He came in at 21.
Because Manning at the same age as Jameis threw about the same number of picks. Carson Palmer was another one. Shout out to Tobias hooking me up with the answer. Carson Palmer threw damn near 30 picks. So, I don't. In terms of what he said, listen, man, they got to bring him back. I don't see anybody better than him for them to put in that spot right now. Now, Jameis is also asking for like 30 M's. So, do you give him the 30 M's?
Yeah, because Peyton came in at 22. At 25, he threw 23 picks. He had 2 seasons in the 20s. His rookie season, he threw 28. Then he went down to 15, and then when he was 25, he had 23. So is 25 years old like a bad number for quarterbacks?
I don't know, James. Maybe James is the next Peyton Manning. I mean, let's find out. Maybe he's the next Peyton Manning.
Maybe, but it's up to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to see if they're going to let him stick around to find that out. I mean, you look at his numbers, like whether, context or no context, like his numbers are diesel. Like Jameis be out there slinging it. His numbers are diesel. He threw for over 5,000 yards this season, 60% completion percentage. It's like what he said is kind of like a Booger McFarland type quote. If I got to stop giving the ball to the other team, well, duh.
Yo.
Because if you didn't give the ball to the other team, and they could actually get some wins off of this, he'd be an MVP consideration, as with the numbers that he puts up. But that's the thing. We do compare him to gunslingers of the past. You already know, Jim, because you've said it countless amount of times. Once you get that one Super Bowl win under your belt, you can basically do whatever you want for the rest of your career. And Favre always had that to fall back on, and countless playoffs. Jameis puts up these numbers, and I'm not saying it's his fault, but because it seems like Tampa Bay's offense and defense are never strong at the same time. Because I remember, a few years back, Tampa Bay had a hell of a defense, and they were waiting for the offense to get good. And then when Jameis got some weapons at wide receiver, then the defense fell off, so they can't get it right at the same time. But with the numbers he puts up, they've never been to the playoffs, with him at the helm. And, it's something's got to give. Like, you got to do something for people to look past that. Because, like, you're right, he don't have the complexion for the connection, so.
Yo.
And besides that, I'm just going to keep it real. If you blue, red, yellow.
The ball has more interceptions than games. Like way more interceptions than games. He's played 70 games. He has 88 interceptions. No, he has 70 games started. He has 88 interceptions.
Yo. Hashtag Mr. Excitement. Hold up. Be Austin, hold on. You did a 180. You used to call him the Holy Ghost. What happened? I thought he was your guy.
I did. He came. And I changed. He came in the league. He was my guy. I held him up. And then I looked at his completion percentage. And then I looked at the way he gave the ball to the other team. Probably in 2016, it started to wear on my nerves a little bit. But last year, I couldn't do it anymore, man. I haven't seen the improvement that I need. And this year, no, I'm cool.
See, but the thing is, it's never because, like, his interception numbers have never been even close to being what they were this season. The problem with Jameis is he keeps his ratio so close, no matter what his interceptions are. You know what I'm saying?
He throws close to the same amount of interceptions as touchdowns.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he threw 15, 18, 11, and 14. But then those years, the touchdowns were like 22, 28, 19, and 19. Now, if he would have gone like he did this year and threw 33 touchdowns to like 11 picks that he threw in 2017, that would look much better. But he keeps his ratio too. So it's like, if you are balling, you got to, I guess he got a Tom Brady. If you're going to throw 30, then you got to throw 50 touchdowns.
All right, a couple things real quick. Bias in the group chat said that, if you win a Super Bowl, you can lock girls in the bathroom like Big Ben.
Pretty much. That's what I'm saying. You get a pass. That's
he
real.
also wants to ask B. Austin. He asked B. Austin, would you take Jameis? B. Austin, he wants to know, would you take Jameis or Derek Carr?
See, that's a comparison of do too much to not do enough.
Not doing enough.
I'll take Derek Carr. I'll take Derek Carr over Jameis.
Derek Carr isn't going to take the gambles, and I get it from a Bruce Arians standpoint. See, the argument that people are going to make is that Bruce Arians wants you to push the ball down the field, intermediate routes and deep routes. But my thing is, he fits with the way Jameis has always played, because Jameis has always been a risk taker. It's just magnified now because he's got a coach that wants those shots, and he doesn't mind putting up the 50-50 ball. Derek
Carr,
is
a real question. This ain't even a joke. This is a real question. Does Jameis wear contacts? No,
he's always
it's a dead serious question, because we remember them days, especially at Florida State, when they used to always show him squinting on the sideline.
Yeah.
And have that, and then come to the league and just give the ball to the other team. Like, people are really going to look at that like, well, does he have an issue with his vision? Because he is an NFL player. You would have figured if he did, they would have done something about that. Like, now, see, I'm on my BP too. I'm trying to get a boy excuses, like,
I don't want neither none of them boys. I don't want to leave none of them. Give me Spencer West. But
Spencer West, R.I.P. the legend.
Rest in peace.
So B. Austin, you're saying that with the risk that Jameis takes is commensurate to the risk that it's commensurate to the risks that he was taking off the field with all of his run-ins with authorities. It's the same risk that he's taking on the field.
With all them big words coming from the future, I'm gonna just say you're trying to disrespect Jameis. Like no.
Yo, shout out to Crab Legs, man. Y'all gonna leave Crab Legs alone. If he's thinking up next year, we all gonna cook him though.
Yo, he tried to risk it all with Drea. I know that. She was like, "Nah."
But Drea, never mind.
That's it. We, especially me and B. Austin, been fans of Jameis since the draft.
I was definitely a fan of Jameis.
Especially when I used to, because I'm not even about taking sides or anything like that. I kind of hate when fans do it, when you just pick players and you feel like you got to take a side. Can't like both people, but I used to absolutely crap on Marcus Mariota when they made that comparison.
Yeah.
Like James is way better. He's still way better. Not that he's not. He's way better
about
than
Marcus Mariota.
Marcus Mariota is what we said he was going to be.
Yeah,
and now Tannehill is running his team into the playoffs.
The media used to act like Marcus Mariota was that bull. And I would look at Jameis and his skill set and tools. I'm like, yo, Jameis takes and makes throws that Marcus Mariota doesn't even know exist. He wouldn't even look to make that throw in practice. So I was like, yo, Jameis has way more upside. But my thing is his cavalier attitude with The Rock, like, yo, my man, he puts it all out there. And a lot of times it doesn't go well for his. He has multiple interception games, like multiple games where he's thrown two.
You trying to say Marcus Mariota is like what's the boy Jake Fromm?
Yeah,
I watched
the
game last night, right?
He's a Fromm.
And Jake Fromm was out there playing quarterback. That's what you want to call it.
My man, Jake Fromm. He's way better than Marcus.
I know that's your guy there. I know that's your guy from Netflix. But yo, the announcer during the game literally said, Jake Fromm can be a pretty good quarterback. He said he just struggles a lot with accuracy, arm strength, and reading defense. I was like, what else is there? Yo,
everything you need to be a good quarterback.
But that's like, who said that on TV during the ball game?
I think Marcus Mariota was such an average passer. I used to watch his games in the NFL, and they would be so complimentary anytime he threw an accurate pass. That's how you can tell somebody done something once in a while that you didn't expect because you're going overboard because he completed one 15-yard pass. Like, a lot of quarterbacks
That's what they do for Jake Fromm, yo. They do the same thing for Jake Fromm.
Jake Fromm.
That's what I do for Jake Fromm.
Jake Fromm drops back and sees the
I don't even watch Jake Fromm play. I just take up for him because he was my man on Netflix.
Jake Fromm is a reality because he watches reality TV. Jake Fromm is a reality TV star, man.
That's my man.
He tried.
The other boy, my man too. He can't even get on the field. Matter of fact, he a white boy that they try to turn into a receiver. What's the other dude, Jim, from Vegas?
You know bad when you a white boy and they try to make you a receiver. You know you got no business playing quarterback. They don't even do that to white boys.
Man went to Ohio State, and then he transferred to Miami. They tried to make him a wide receiver. Can't remember his name.
I guess I believe I'm gonna go this. I'm gonna go here. Jimmy gonna really get angry. I believe James is more intelligent than he shows on the field. Like from an intellectual standpoint, my man. Like, what are you reading? What are you reading? You're not an athlete, so you can't make these mistakes. You can't.
I think Jameis does a lot of technical quarterback stuff that a lot of people wouldn't notice. Like he climbs the pocket. Like he does a lot in the pocket without running, without scrambling.
He
can't run. He does a lot of climbing and Jameis he be doing his thing and then then he
Jameis balling. He's got to stop throwing picks. He balling.
He threw a lot of touchdowns this year because he threw 7 to the other guys. He threw 33 to his guys.
I mean, if you want to count it that way, like 37 and 23.
Not a lot of Jameis's passes hit the turf. Put it that way. Like, somebody gonna catch the jump. But shout out to him, man. You got to do better, Jameis. Yo, y'all ready? Y'all ready to pass the rock? I was trying to start. Make sure, PJ, you ready?
Hell yeah!
All right, I didn't know if you was there yet. All right, I don't know how long y'all been listening, man, but this used to be a every week segment. It's called Pass the Rock, and we basically used it as a segment. I guess it was like a 2-minute rant, for each show. It didn't have to be a rant, but we some angry dudes, so we always turned it into a rant. It's basically just our editorial on just something we wanted to talk about, but it always came across angry because we some angry dudes, man. So we're gonna bring that back for our 500th episode, and we're gonna pass that rock. So I'm gonna inbound this rock to the homie Jimmy so he can get it started. Let's go.
I get to go first, like you know what I'm saying? It's like a locks John. I mean, anyway, yo, what's up, Ox? Like, I mean, it's good to have everybody back in the building, though. So, and this is not really going to be a rant, actually. I want to take my opportunity to actually, shine light on somebody, give them praise, man. What's up, War Room family? Everybody listening live, and for those listening on the podcast, man, salute to y'all. This is episode 500. We're excited about it. This is Jimmy, aka The Blueprint, and I want to talk to you today about a living legend. Now, this legend has been the Cowboys head coach for 90% of the past decade. I'm talking about the longtime War Room listener and the illegitimate son of Jerry Jones, and also a symbol of strategy over emotion. That's one Jason Garrett. Now, I have no proof that he's Jerry's son, but the fact that he's been able to hold on as long as he has is proof that I'm onto something, or he probably has evidence of Jerry trying to force himself into the tasty meat pocket of someone that he shouldn't be, or maybe he has footage of Jerry clapping cheeks with someone that he shouldn't. But here's the thing, right? You can point to the fact that Jason Garrett actually has a record of 85-67. Or you could point to the fact that his players just aren't as good as they're advertised. But either way, he's been able to survive coaching America's team for almost a decade without any playoff or Super Bowl success. And I do want to speak to that. We talked about it earlier. Speaking of the Cowboys being America's team, I just want to, again, salute Jerry Jones for his marketing prowess, because although they aren't even in the playoffs, they're still a top story in sports media. And considering I'm talking about them right now, we're just as guilty as the mainstream sports media with all of their hyperbole and hot takes, even though most of those dudes in sports media now wear man weaves, no shot at anybody, but y'all know who y'all are. Anyway, also considering how more teams' fan bases are excited about the Cowboys' failure than they are of their own team's success. And you guys know who you are too. But anyway, back to the legend Garrett. Now, I call him a legend, not just because he's a longtime listener of the War Room, and not because of his success or lack thereof in coaching, but he is a symbol of not getting too emotional when things are bad. Life has its ups and downs, and far too frequent, people act on emotion and not strategy, and they end up making bad situations worse, but not Jason. He just sits there and claps. If his team is up by 40, Jason claps. If his team is down by 50, Jason claps. If his job is threatened, guess what Jason does? He claps. So I feel like we all can learn not to react with emotion, just clap our way through it. Regardless of what happens with Jason, we should all appreciate him for what he's shown us about dealing with stressful situations. So I just want to take my opportunity to salute Jason while he deals with another stressful situation. I'm pretty sure the reason he has had so many meetings with Jerry is because Jerry doesn't know how to respond to someone who sits there and claps while you're talking about firing them from their job. So before I pass, I mean, that's got to. I mean, why else are you meeting with this boy 11 times, right? So with that being said, in honor of the legend Jason Garrett, man, I want to do one thing before I pass this rock. I just want to, salute to you, Jason Garrett, because you are a legend. And with that being said, I'm going to pass the rock to my brother B. Austin. B. Austin was really good.
Yo, B. Austin, I ain't doing this.
Yo, what happened to B. Austin, yo?
I don't know.
B. Austin, you good?
Yo! Finally, The Rock has come back to B. Austin.
All right, you passing the doc back. I know you ain't got no joint. No, you ain't read it.
Yo!
NBA,
what's wrong with you, man?
NBA rule number 10, section 13, travel. A player who receives the ball while he is progressing or upon completion of a dribble may take 2 steps in coming to a stop, passing or shooting the ball. A player who receives the ball while he is progressing must release the ball, start his dribble before a second step. Now, what I've noticed in the last decade, perhaps a decade and a half, but I'm going to go with the last decade, are things I'm being told such as crab dribbles or the hang dribble. Or now, just gathering. Now we've gotten to the gather step. Now, when I played basketball, I was allowed to dribble, pick my dribble up, take 2 steps, and lay the ball up. I was allowed to take a dribble, take my 2 steps, make a pass. I'm noticing more and more often as I watch the playgrounds, as I watch high school, and yes, as I watch the NBA, people are taking 3 steps, people are taking 4 steps, people are even taking 5 steps and saying, my gather allows me. No, I'm not done dribbling. It's my gather. Yo, if you don't get the F out of here with that, I'll be forced to thrash you and punch you in the chest. And then I'm going to go to jail because I'm damn near 40. Stop ruining this thing of mine. Stop traveling. Shoot the rock, pass the ball, or get off my court. And with that, I'm going to pass the rock because I'm done with my 2 steps to Doc Bay.
No gather?
Oh.
No gather.
Thank you, B. Austin. Thank you, B. Austin. Much appreciated, good brother. Greetings, War Room Nation. It's an honor to be on the show while living in Seoul, South Korea. And I want to give a shout-out to Hoodie Mello, a.k.a. Carmelo Anthony, who is averaging 16 points per game, 6 rebounds per game at the age of 35 after being out of the NBA for a year. But with that being said, I want to look at 2 young NBA players, Luka Doncic and Trae Young. And these 2 players are moving themselves into historical categories as second-year NBA players, and it's obviously they have not hit the sophomore slump. First of all, Luka Doncic, Dallas Mavericks, 20-year-old, second-year small forward, a.k.a. point forward, a.k.a. small power forward, a.k.a. big point guard, and he's from Slovenia, which used to be a part of the former Yugoslavia, and his father is a former basketball player who is also Serbian, and his mother is a former model and hairdresser. He's averaging 29 points per game, 10 rebounds per game, 9 assists per game on 47% field goal shooting, 32% behind the arc, and 80% from the foul line. But he's doing this in only 32 minutes per game, which ranks him 44th in the NBA in minutes played. Now, there are YouTube videos that are calling him the best 20-year-old NBA player in league history, where people have taken analytics charts and graphs and compared them to other players either in their second year in the NBA or at age 20, and it comes out that he's off the charts, and he technically, statistically, would be the best 20-year-old NBA player ever. And his Dallas Mavericks are a top 5 seed in the Western Conference. Now, the next person we're going to talk about is Trae Young. He's Atlanta Hawks 21-year-old second-year point guard who was born in Lubbock, Texas, grew up in Norman, Oklahoma, and went to Oklahoma University for 1 year. He's averaging 29 points per game, 8 assists per game, 4 assists per game on 44% field goal shooting, 37% on threes, 85% from the foul line, and only 35 minutes per game, which ranks him 20th in the NBA in terms of minutes per game. There are YouTube videos that says he may be the best point guard in NBA history. Now, that's hyperbole, but the stats he's putting up cannot be denied. But he also plays for the worst team in the NBA. Now, from historical context, many great players play 38 to 40 minutes per game. Historically, LeBron, he played 42 minutes per game 1 year. Jordan played close to 40 minutes per game or more. Kobe, in his second year as a starter, played 38 minutes. KD played 39 minutes. And we all know that Allen Iverson hovered around 40 minutes per game each year. This year in the NBA, Kyle Lowry and James Harden currently lead the NBA at 38 minutes per game. So the question is, if Luka and Trae played 38 minutes per game, how good would their stats be? I know they are only in their second years, and we don't know how their careers will unfold, but I wish them all the best. And on that note, I'm going to kick it out to Dev.
All right, y'all being nice. I guess I gotta be angry. People already don't like me. So first, I want to start off by sincerely saying thank you to all of those out there who supported us at some point along the way, whether you've been with us since the inaugural episode on September 9th, 2010, or jumped on at any time in between. I appreciate you. We appreciate you. Of course, we wouldn't still be around if you guys weren't out there listening. Now, I've got to dish you. That is, if the shoe fits. If it doesn't, then don't mind me, I'm just venting. I have to admit that the current state of sports talk, beginning with the most famous talking heads in the business, whose utter daily nonsense trickles down into the psyche of sports fans that I have to talk to on social media every day, is complete and total ass. Hot takes, hyperbole, egregious biasness, and flat-out trolling is the order of the day in sports talk. Not just in sports talk, in society in general, but sports is the industry where I have to hear fans repeat unintelligent BS day after day. Because of it, I've almost completely lost my luster for a good sports conversation, and y'all know, that's not me. Because honestly, a good sports conversation is at least an endangered species and at most already extinct. The less people actually know, the louder they are. A lot of y'all need to just shut up. As my brother Blueprint says all the time, sports talk is dead. Y'all killed it. This is why we can't have nice things. And with that, I throw the one-handed, no-look alley-oop to my brother PJ trailing down the middle of the lane.
Yeah, that's good pass, brother. Listen, y'all, my good brothers, fans of the War Room, you may know that I'm a super exotic fan of the sport of boxing. I love boxing. It's my favorite sport to watch. My favorite sport to follow. And honestly, right now, I'm kind of in a good place because thanks to my man, the real ghost, Al Heyman, who nobody knows what he looks like, he's bringing top-notch professional fights back to primetime television without paying a pay-per-view ticket.
Yes, sir.
When I talk about the boxing and the way I love it, it's the science. I love the science. I love the strategy. I love the dedication and the hard work that it takes to even prepare your body to be in a fight as well as your mind to go into combat with somebody. And right now, boxing is alive and well. Like, there are dozens of talented young lions that are out here putting on good fights. And if you go anywhere from, I say, the bantam to junior lightweight to super middleweight, all the way up to even light heavyweight. You have great fights and great talent. However, when you go up to that stinking, disgusting heavyweight division, you see a bunch of hot, warm, sloppy trash. I want to remind you guys, the heavyweight division was the lifeblood of this sport that we call boxing and this pugilistic science that I speak of since the 1920s when the ancestor Jack Johnson was knocking out white boys and then putting white girls' legs behind their heads. I'm going to leave you at that. But if you continue from there and you move up through the decades, you have tons of amazing heavyweight champions that carried that sport. And up until and through civil rights, being the heavyweight champion of the world was the most in vogue sports title you would want to have. Now, why that transitioned and changed and now being Peyton Manning or Tom Brady or LeBron James is more in vogue than that is a different discussion for a different day. We can talk about that. But right around the late 90s, right into the new millennium, the early 2000s, the heavyweight division started to be a bunch of nut-stinking trash. The heavyweight division right now, guys, is comprised of a bunch of Division II ex-tight ends, defensive ends, offensive tackles, and power forwards who didn't pan out and make it to the league. So I guess this big joker figure, I'm big, I like to fight, I can throw a punch, F it, I'm a box. That's not cool.
Because now you got
to this
people.
day,
This in the light of the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury rematch fight that's coming in February, which the first fight was a good fight. But you have Deontay Wildman Wilder, who sits atop the heavyweight division, who hits hard. He looks like he hits like a mule foot. If you could see what a reverse mule foot would feel like against his chin, it's probably what Deontay Wilder sits down on a straight right or a right hook and lands it. But guys, he can't box to save his life. I bring you back to some of the heavyweight champions of the Mike Tyson, the James Bone Crusher Smith, the Michael Spinks, the Muhammad Ali. I mean, we could go on for days, guys, but I'm not going to do that right now. All I'm saying is this. Heavyweight division, you got to step your game up. All y'all ex-football and basketball players that are above 6 feet and way over 250, stop trying to box, man. You're messing up the sport. You're messing it up for fans like me. With that, I'm gonna drive baseline on these jokes. I'm leaping from out the paint, and I'm gonna hit y'all with one of my Tasmanian tomahawk, Idi 6 silverback reverse dumps, hanging on the side of the rim in a reverse pull-up position. I'm winking at Shorty over there in the corner. She's trying to choose up on me, but I'm married, so fall back. Now land on one foot, looking up at the sky, tongue wagging, raising to the roof. The crowd goes wild.
Hey yo, crazy thing, real quick.
And that was Pass the Rock, people.
Yo, that was definitely Pass the Rock. Real quick, though, I got a couple points to Doc Bay's jaunt. It's crazy. I hate when people take like what someone does and try to project out what they'll do if they play more minutes. Like, you can't do that. And
Jim,
yo, my man Wilt averaged 38 and 28 in his second year. Like,
but Jim, that was the whole point of me sharing the Detroit Pistons thing today. That's what I'm saying, but you can't tell them two idiots that just, in the thing saying something totally different than why we posted the thing. Like, it was per 36, all the numbers they put up for Derrick Rose, but they put per 36 so small and such fine print.
So tiny.
That, people, it just looked like they were just trying to fool people and kind of change the narrative to get their player into the. And my thing is, why do the Pistons have to put up per 36 numbers for Derrick Rose? Why don't you just give him more minutes? Why don't you put him in the starting lineup? Give him
to what PJ was saying. Yo, I agree with you. Even the crazy part is, even with that being said, when Wilder fights my man from the UK, I still want to see that. Yo, even though
I want to see all of it, Jim. I just don't want to pay for it. I don't think none of it is worth paying for.
That's the truth, yo. Hey, PJ, do you use DAZN? What's it called? DAZN?
I think they pronounce it DAZN. I don't know how they got that out of how they spell it, but
that's actually
it's crazy because it looks like DAZN, but it's kind of like you said, they kind of call it DAZN. I feel like depending on who's saying it, they pronounce it different.
They probably only did that because
it's kind of like a new because y'all know that
foreign
HBO,
fighters saying it. That's own.
Yeah, HBO doesn't do boxing anymore, so HBO kind of surrendered their whole boxing platform. So now DAZN is trying to kind of pick up where it left off. But you figure you got career boxing, and you got to thank the GOAT, Al Heyman.
Al Heyman is a real legend, y'all.
And DAZN is not bad. I actually plan on subscribing because for the price of one fight, you can get a whole year of fights. You just cross your fingers and hope they have a great slate of fights for the year. But like PJ said, a lot of the stuff in the lower divisions are great if you take the time to watch.
How much does DAZN Corrupt cost?
It's $99 for a year, or you could. If you pay for a year up front, it's $99. Basically, $100 if you pay for a year up front. But if you don't, it's like $20 a month. So it's like it's a no-brainer. Yeah, it's a no-brainer because it's a no-brainer because you're going to pay $90 for that pay-per-view on HD. For one fight.
Yeah.
Right. So
or I just hit them internet streets, but that's either here nor there because I don't do that.
But DAZN, cut the check because we kind of. We kind of advertising for y'all right here, but we Yeah, so let's check on the line. See, we got some calls on the line. Somebody get their screen team on. We're gonna get to that stuff. But real quick, man, we're gonna talk about what happened this week while y'all were on the grind. Jimmy the Blueprint, you got that. We only got one thing to talk about. So.
Oh, okay. All right, no doubt. Well, I mean, you screen team thing because I'm gonna talk about what happened this past week while you were on the grind, and that's brought to you by Sports the Book, which is just bottom line. It's the greatest sports book ever written, and if you disagree, your mom. You can get it at sportsthebook.com, or you can get it right at our hub at warroomsports.com. But listen, man, the one story that I want to ask you guys about, three of you guys are Eagles fans. Eagles fans are highly upset because the NFL made an NFL playoff ad, hype video. Like, they make ads to try to hype up the whole playoffs coming. And in that hype video, it didn't include the Eagles at all. It had every other team that's in the playoffs with the exception of the Eagles. So
and the
Eagles
Vikings.
fans were pissed.
The Vikings too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about them because they're really irrelevant. But the Vikings too. But Eagles fans got highly upset. Eagles tried to make their own video. Like, they tried to make. They always thing. Do. Now, I get it though. Like, you got to look at any reason. Everybody always wants to be an underdog, man. Like, and so you try to find any sort of motivation you can. But I also feel like, and I'll just give my point real fast before you gentlemen jump on. Didn't the Eagles they were the last team to get put in, right? Well, not the last team because the Seahawks and Niners, but they made the playoffs.
Well, the Seahawks and Niners were both in.
They were already in the playoffs.
That was just a game for positioning. So, yeah.
So were the Eagles the last team to actually get in the playoffs?
I think that was the case. I think it was the Eagles and the Vikings the last to solidify a spot. Definitely the Eagles because they couldn't even get in, unless they ended up winning that game, and it was a 425 game. So that's what I was thinking.
So here's my question.
I could have. Oh, go ahead.
Is it much to do about nothing? And let's just say the Eagles would have lost and the Cowboys went in. Do you think they would have found time to put the Cowboys in it? I'm just saying.
Now that's a good question. See, but that's what I was about to tell you, Jim. I swear for God that I saw that commercial come on prior to that game being over. So of course it was already done. And if you're going to do that and you want to run it before the games are over, it's pretty difficult to put a 8-7 team who's fighting for their lives and they have to win and they have to, well, if they win, they were in. But like you needed, even if they lost the game, you needed the Cowboys to lose for them to still get in. So I kind of understand it because, like I said, I swear I saw that commercial before that game was over, and the Cowboys aren't in it either. So I think they said we're just gonna forego the NFC East because we don't really know who's going to be in this. So I think it's much ado about nothing. But like you said, everybody wants to jump on something. To say that they've been disrespected, to say that they're the underdog and all that kind of stuff. It's all good for me, though. Like, I think the Eagles, I think Philadelphia teams in general play better when there are no expectations, when they are under the radar, when people don't believe in them. So, why cry about something like that? The Eagles going to make a hype video anyway. So why do you need to have like 0.8 seconds in an NFL video? Because every team got like 5-6 seconds of airtime on there, so it's not really that serious.
Okay, all right, got you. I mean, I just wonder because I think that if the Cowboys made it, somehow
they might have had a different. They might have had a different cut. They might have had a different edit that had the boys in it.
Definitely, because.
Yo, we got some breaking news real quick.
Uh-oh.
And I know, like, y'all like, what? Yo, Kendall Jenner and Ben Simmons are back at it. They spent New Year's Eve together, so the blogs got them being back in. I don't know what this means for his game. I just want to point that out, that they're a couple again.
Jimmy just Black Sports Online does. Congratulations to Ben.
Congratulations.
But no, I do. I don't know. They might have had another edit, but I think if the Cowboys would have made it, and they would have got on the commercial, it would have just been a shot of Jason Garrett clapping on the sideline. So it's all good.
Legend.
It is all good.
Yeah, man. So that's what happened this past week while you were on the grind. No, we only got 20 minutes left. I'm going to give some birthday shout-outs or what have you. So, that's all I want to talk about while you were on the grind. I found that interesting considering that Eagles fans really got their panties in a bunch.
Yeah, so we're going to do that. We're going to give some birthday shout-outs mixed with this date in sports history, get this stuff out of the way at the same time so we can get back to them phone lines. I see we still, we got some calls waiting for us on the line. So, having a birthday today, let's see who we got. We got Scott Mitchell, Detroit Lions fame. Remember that year Scott Mitchell threw for 4,000, Barry rushed for over 1,000.
Lefty.
Yeah. He had 2,000-yard receivers, Brett Perriman, and
Herman Moore.
Herman Moore. I'm like, how am I forget the number one receiver? So shout out to Scott Mitchell for his 1 year of being good. He turns 52 years old.
My birthday!
Edgar Martinez, take it to the MLB, is 57 years old. Yo, y'all getting old if cats like Edgar Martinez and the next guy, David Cone, are both 57 years old.
My birthday!
Y'all some old bulls.
With a name like
Edgar
Martinez, you tell me he got that work for cheap. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Edgar Martinez.
And we got two rest in peace birthday shout outs. And, PJ was just speaking about the sweet science of boxing. The first one is Tommy Morrison. I don't know. Y'all might know him better as Tommy Gunn from Rocky V. But Tommy Morrison, the heavyweight, he was born January 2nd, 1969. He actually died from complications of AIDS September 1st, 2013. Another rest in peace birthday shout out to Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker, who was born January 2nd, 1964, and just died about 6 months ago, July 14th, 2019, when he got hit by a car while he was walking across the street. So, shout out to them. Rest in power to Tommy Morrison and Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker. This date in sports history. Still talking about the sweet science, PJ. This is back in the day when it wasn't so sweet. January 2nd, 1865. Welterweight Con Orm, welterweight Con Orm and heavyweight Hugh O'Neal brawled for 185 rounds before darkness ended the legendary bare knuckle boxing match in Virginia City, Montana. Falk is wrong with them. 185 rounds bare knuckle. First of all, they must have hit like some punks. If you go on 185 and you can't knock a dude out. And one of them was a heavyweight fighting a welterweight. So they didn't care about, weight classes back then? Yo, boxing's come a long way.
I hope the rounds were like 15 seconds long.
Ding! Walk out to him.
First
Ding!
off,
Sit back down.
I've never been a professional fighter. I had a couple scraps in my life in the streets. I ain't never been in a fight that lasted past like 3 or 4 minutes. How you brawl for 185 rounds?
And Jim,
3 or 4
a
minutes,
3-minute rumble feels like you've been fighting for at least 35 minutes.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. 185 rounds. Come on, man. Come on, cuz.
You go home embellishing. Yeah, so I was hitting the ball. I hit him with like 9 straight jabs, and they was like, dude, it was only like 4.
The whole fight was like 90
4
seconds.
punches thrown in the whole fight. Like, you ain't hit nobody with no 9 jabs.
Yo, my thing is, what kind of cardio did they do back then? Come on, cuz.
Yo, but the thing, if darkness didn't get them first, if it didn't get dark, because obviously they were on some Kimbo Slice fighting in the backyard. If it didn't get dark, then they probably would have just died. Because if you went to 185, like, what were you doing? Were you fighting to the death? Because when does
what was the goal?
Somebody,
like,
somebody that wrong, but
what was it? A 200-round card? Like,
getting dark
for the heavyweight champion, 200 rounds of boxing. Like, what?
How did the scorekeeper stay awake though? How did the judges stay awake? Who's judging that?
Yo, I'm telling you, I don't think it was a judge. Probably wasn't a ref.
I wonder how many rounds Mike Tyson fought in his entire career. Did he fight 185 rounds his whole career? I wonder, because
probably not.
Maybe around
that. Hall of Fame. There's probably people in the Box Hall of Fame who haven't actually fought 185 rounds total. So
that's funny that you said, because when you said that, Jim, I was about to look up his record and then just times it by 12, but I forgot most of his fights ended in the first round.
Yeah, most of his fights. That's why I named Mike.
So he might not have made it to 185.
Yeah, Mike was clocking in and out real early back then. Like,
Mike was putting him in bed like Crabmatic.
All right, man. So we'd like to give a War Room salute to this historical moment and all of these folks on their birthdays. Y'all know what y'all can do. Y'all can check out our website at warroomsports.com. If you want to call in and speak with us about any of today's topics, just dial the Digital Extreme Tech hotline at 323-410-0012. Press 1 when prompted. If you're already listening from your phone, just press 1 if you want to talk. Jimmy, just pay this bill real quick, get us into more hot topics, and then we'll take phone calls right on the other side of that.
And these hot topics are brought to you by Digital Extreme Technologies. If you or your business need a custom website, listen, unless you're a young lady who has an OnlyFans page, you probably should have your own custom website. And how do you get that? You go to digitalextremetech.com. You can call them at 267-205-4203. Like I said, it doesn't matter what business you're in. And the only way you should have a different site is if you're a young lady whose actions are one with the season and you're on OnlyFans, and I understand. Other than that, digitalextremetech.com or call 267-205-4203. Tell me you heard it in the War Room. You get that special hookup price. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure you do that. But anyway, it's time to talk about this thing of ours. But as a matter of fact, take some calls. I'm going to
tell you, we got the homie Nas calling in from down in GA. What up, Nas?
Nah, ain't nothing, man. Salute to y'all, 500, man. Half a rack. That's an accomplishment, man. Folks don't understand. What up, big dog? Podcasts are like rap groups, bro. Like people break up like on some humbug. Like one dude stopped calling, one dude calls in off the bottle. Before you know it, y'all beefing, and the podcast is over. Like,
you know how we know that almost firsthand? Because we got a network, so we got other podcasts, and we had so many podcasts come and go. Like we've sat with people and negotiated stuff for months, and then they get on, give us one episode, and then we never hear from them again. Like, what was all y'all was hitting us up like y'all was hungry, like,
shout out
I feel you.
Shout out to Doc Bay, who has already done the research. Mike Tyson fought a total of 215 rounds in his career.
So they almost caught Mike in one bare knuckle fight.
Yeah,
right. No doctors at the fight. Imagine what the rules was back then. People was easily
147-pound dude fighting probably 200-pound
dude. Who wants to watch that? It has to get boring at some point. Like, people still sitting around watching it? Like, come on, cuz.
Yeah, in the 1800s, though, you ain't had nothing to do. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I think I can whoop it. So they set up the fight. You know, I can whoop it.
They ain't had IG. They couldn't double. They ain't had IG back then. They couldn't double tap no cheeks. So I guess they ain't had enough to do.
Hey, check this out though.
And they just abolished slavery, so they couldn't make the black people fight no more.
Muhammad Ali fought 548 rounds.
Wow, man.
Wow.
See what happened when you fight the competitive era? Muhammad Ali was fighting other all-timers, so them fights was gonna last. But getting into some of the stuff y'all hit on y'all Pass the Rock stuff, man. Like, look, man, the NBA is different than it used to be. Like, usage rates are based on, like, remember when you used to play against a team where somebody's dad was the coach and they run the whole play, the whole game through that guy? Well, you can do that in the NBA now. That's how we saw Isaiah Thomas average 25-plus. He's not really a 25-plus player, but if you run the usage rates through a Trey or through a Luka, who I call Harden's son, because he got a lot of James Harden faultiness to him, jumping into people, begging for calls and all that. It is what it is. But either way, man, the NBA, to a certain degree, man, you can't finesse things. And guys will look a lot better than what they are. But, man, you give Zeke the green light that Trey has. Can you imagine Zeke being able to pull from whenever, however he wanted to?
Yeah.
Like, nah,
that's
bro.
true.
It's
That's true.
totally
That's true.
different now, bro.
Isaiah Thomas,
Jameis,
man.
Oh, go ahead. Yo, as
No,
far
I was
as
just
Jameis,
agreeing with
it
you.
just
I was
depends on if you're a
thinking
gambler.
about what you said. That's all. I was saying, man, you're right. Like, if Zeke had that green light, oh my God.
Oh yeah, you did all day. But as far as Jameis, it just depends on if you're a gambler. I feel you on the BP thing. On some people trying to stick up for him. It is what he is. He's a turnover-prone, high-volume quarterback. So if he ever gets it right, you may not be around for it. So he gets people fired with the way that he plays. And honestly, He can read defenses. He knows where everything is. He just makes careless throws, and he also makes throws that are Brett Favre, where he's just trying to fit things in.
Where he
like
just
he throw a pick six on a right,
ego throw
on a little pitch out. He'll throw a pick six. I mean, the dude is it is what it is with Jameis. But if you're Tampa, man, I mean, you kind of got to roll with him. You really have no other choice because you don't want to be around when he goes somewhere else and they finally get it right. So I don't imagine him, right. Right. So I don't imagine him leaving, man. What else? Yeah. Oh, Cowboys, Eagles. That showed you what coaching is. Like, coaching, you win on the margins. Like, if you have a better coach and another team has better talent, you're not going to be way better than them, but marginally you could be better than them. That Eagles coach is probably happier about this team than he is the Super Bowl team. Why? Because coaches got egos too. And when they bring an injury-riddled, talent kind of deprived team to the playoffs, like, that dude is patting himself on the back every morning because they know in hell that team should be in the playoffs, bro. Like, keeping it a buck. He got them there. Y'all better not ever try to run that man out of town. Salute to him.
No, it was like they said, it was like video games when, back in the day when the video games didn't have everybody's name. It's like wide receiver number 16 just caught a pass. Like, dudes would catch the passes. I was watching the game in here with a bunch of Eagles fans, and we like slapping hands, like, yeah, number 19. Like, who are these dudes? And it's crazy because they actually opened it up a little bit against the Giants and went downfield more because the last 4 weeks they just been 7 yards to the tight ends, 3 tight end set. Like, they brought some dudes off the practice squad and actually threw some deep balls. I feel you. I know he.
Hey man, y'all trying to suit up Ertz with a floating rib. So I mean,
they need to let that man. They said he lacerated his kidney as well. Like the bone in the rib lacerated his kidney. Let that man.
That sounds painful as hell.
Fix everything, bro.
Man. Like,
it sounds fix everything. Let that man.
It sounds deathful as hell. It sounds like he could die on the field. Maybe he can't, but to me it does because I don't know what
need some of that Quincy Carter cocaine.
Just rub it on his rib.
Oh! I guess the last thing I said. Did y'all see Culver dunk Robin Lopez, and then find out that Robin Lopez is actually crazy and none of his big had his back? Yo, as a little dude in the league, you got to look out for the bigs like they offensive linemen. Otherwise, you could be out there like that, looking shook, like he was about to lose his life. And Robin Lopez is about that action. He squared up with Serge. I know he lame and he sound like whatever, but don't mess with Robin Lopez.
He about that action. That's all I got.
I always looked at the Lopez twins like that. I knew Robin kind of was about that. He probably grew up like protecting Brooke, and Brooke was like the better athlete. But
yeah, he got MMA energy, bro. Don't flex with dude. But
all right,
All right, thanks for your call, man. As usual, we appreciate it.
All right, Nas, peace.
Hey, Dev, Hank cussing us out. Hank said, "Bring him on, man."
Oh, my bad, Hank. Hank might as well just come on and stay on with us for the rest of the show. Hank, what up, man?
Yo, what's going on, fellas? Congratulations.
What's up, Hank?
500, man. Yeah, I just wanted to call and tell y'all congratulations. Say the truth, man. Just I'm just so happy that y'all made it to the 500 episode. It's great. I was one of the people that was listening at the beginning, so to hear all 5 of y'all on, it's just bringing back great memories. I love the Pass the Rock segment.
Jim, you remember the days? We used to jump off the air and then run to listen to Hank's show because they started at 8.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Man. So congrats, man. Yo, and just I don't think that y'all gave Jameis enough respect for what he did. Like, we got to not only think about the fact that he hit the 30 for 30, but he did a walk-off interception for the 30th interception too, man.
Legend.
On the walk-off of the season. Whoa, it was so dramatic.
Walk-off.
And I didn't even tell y'all this because, we living in the era of DVR. I didn't even tell y'all this. As much as we were talking about it, and I was hyping up the fact that the game might go to overtime in the chat group, I missed it. I went to the bathroom. I came back. And they were talking I came back and they were talking. I had to rewind it to see it happen. Like, it was crazy. I'm like, no, he didn't. I was like, no, he didn't. Because they didn't, like, when I got back, they were talking, like, the studio people were talking. They didn't say, I didn't hear what happened But the fact that the game was over that quick, I was like, yo, no, he didn't. And then I rewinded it, and yes, he did.
He's a whole legend. He's a whole legend out here, man.
Legend in both games by TV Kirkland, man. What's up?
Hey, Hank, man, I just want to thank you, too, for putting me down with the Messiah, man, because, now I'm a follower of Al Masih. Like, I just want to, salute to you for putting me down with that amazing show.
I finished it in one setting. That joint.
Oh, you watched it? So did I.
Yeah, the whole thing. And I don't even really watch Netflix like that.
Yo, I'm on episode 3. Like, yo, that show.
See, now y'all got. I'm probably gonna watch it tonight then, cause I ain't gotta do nothing tomorrow. So I'm probably gonna. I'm like Jimmy with The Witcher. Like, yo, this is trash.
Yo,
like I said, it's like Homeland meets the Ten Commandments. It's Homeland meets the Ten Commandments. Like,
yo, it's
that's
fire.
what it is.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's what's up. I'm gonna check it out. All right, let's hey, we about to pick these games and get out of here, man. So
all right, fellas.
Real quick.
All
right, Hank, man. Appreciate you.
All right, we all let you.
Yeah. Congratulations again, guys. All right,
no problem.
Thanks, Hank. Peace.
Yo, let's just jump right into the wild card games, yo.
Yeah, I mean, you could get them boys a shout out. We ain't gotta do no stats or nothing. The NBA boys.
Yeah. All right. Well, players of the week: Jaylen Brown and Brandon Ingram. Yeah, I mean, olive oil. But real quick, I want to make sure we get to these games real quick, though. The Bills and Texans. Who you got? Bills at Texans.
4:35 game on Saturday. 2 10-6 teams playing in Houston. I think this is where the Bills' ride ends. They do have a great defense. Y'all man J.J. Watt is back. I'm gonna go with the Texans.
Yeah, I'm going with the Texans too because I'm just picking the black quarterback over the white quarterback.
I said Texans.
Texans. All right.
Yo,
anybody take the Bills?
Devil's advocate and go Buffalo, New York.
Yo, so you home, man.
Bills.
Buffalo Soldier, Dreadlock. I just wanted to say that real quick. All right. At the 8:15 game, we got the Titans at Patriots. Does anybody think that the Patriots can be knocked off? I see them getting a lot of disrespect this week.
There's a lot of people and the Patriots run is ending. I really think they're being disrespected. They are not that good of a team right now, but are you really going to pick the Titans and Vrabel and Tannehill over Belichick, Brady, and they're the Spurs of the NFL, man. Every time you think they're done, what happens? I'm going with the Patriots.
I'll be real.
No way.
I'm gonna say this: Vrabel is going to give this game to his mentor as a thank you. So I'm going with the Patriots.
All right. Patriots.
Okay.
Patriots.
Anybody want to pick? All right, everybody going Patriots. All right. So let's get to Sunday real quick. Vikings at Saints. Vikings at Saints is a revenge game, in my opinion. I think the Saints going to smack them real good. So I'm taking the Saints.
Just for my scenario from earlier, like I wish the Vikings would pull this out and just get them out of the way just in case. But the Saints going to smack them, like you said. Saints.
All right. So anybody taking the Vikings?
As well.
Nah, I got Saints.
Nah.
All right. Last game, Seahawks at Eagles, man. Who going to be a homer and take the Eagles?
Hey, give me my Eagles, man. Give me the Eagles, B.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
Okay.
I'll be your Huckleberry. I'm going to go with the home team on this, man.
Okay.
We're on a roll right now.
I think Sierra gonna hold some of that punani from Russell, and he gonna be overthrowing like McNabb used to. So I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
Okay.
I say Seahawks. I say Seahawks only because of Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, man, I say Seahawks because Beast Mode is back. I'm just gonna pick Seahawks because Beast Mode is back, and that's my hero, yo. So,
Seahawks.
Anyway. All right, man. Anyway, we got to get out of here. It's time for us to get out of here. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for joining us for episode 500. Shout out to everybody who's been on this journey with us, whether in the chat room, Facebook, Twitter, the group chat, all the callers who have called in to holler at us for an entire decade. That's right, a whole damn decade. Yo, thanks to everybody. Thanks to PJ Doc Bay for jumping back in the studio with us. Listen, man, we love you, brothers. Yo, My man Doc Bates calling from the future, man. Tune in next week live right here on demand as we recap NFL Wildcard Weekend and preview the NFL Divisional Round. We'll also catch you up on everything happening around the world of sports. So until then, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the start of next week. And we'll see you right back here next time. Catch everything we do, all of our social media, all of our content. Everything can be found at the hub, which is warroomsports.com. Also pick up my book, Sports the Book, at sportsthebook.com. Or you can go right to the hub at warroomsports.com to get it. But until next time, everybody, don't accept mediocrity. Be steadfast in the war against ignorance, and we'll see you chumps on top.
6 to 8. Yeah. War Room Sports. Y'all ready? Let's go. Stay in tune to Jimmy. Know the blueprint. Every Thursday, 6 to 8, they do this. Shout out to Dev. PJ, B. Austin, Doc Bay on replay. WarRoomSports.com. Get that mobile app. If not, dial 323-140012. They be going and you sensitive, then oh well. Physical podcast, let's talk sports. Showtime like magic in the block push. Listen live, push one to join in. Rip your team or listen for your enjoyment. Hip-hop scholars, pit stop and knowledge. Should be in sports credits, I ain't talking college. 5 guys, no beef though. Corporate secret, but the streets know. Belafonte, I got a G flow. KC, royalty, I'm in beast mode. 2 hours, get your game up. Who's the best in sportscast? You better name us. War Room Sports. Yeah, you know, Jimmy. PJ, Doc Bay, B. Austin. I'm shot. Up and coming on the beat.
War Room Sports, www.warroomsports.com. What? Ain't no more to it.